correct application of principles. And generally we want to teach through a positive example of that. But when it comes to gun defenses, with weapon defenses, this is when our techniques need to be the most distilled, the most refined, the most in alignment with reality. And when you look at examples of things that are shown online, a lot of times you see things that aren't in alignment with good training principles. So taking the example that we had earlier, Victor Marx's defense, let's walk through that exact gun defense. And the kind of the preview of anything that we say about gun defenses is the only reason that I would defend a handgun threat that's on me is because I have reason to believe this person is going to shoot me anyway. This is a dangerous thing to attempt, but the greatest safety to me is to act and to take some defensive measure if I think the person is going to shoot me anyway. But this is how Victor's technique pans out. First thing is we'll see the adjustment to where he puts this exactly in his workspace where he wants it. And there's an element of showmanship where he'll address a crowd. And while that's happening, the gunman, who has a metal gun in hand, they're starting to have some cognitive drift. Their mind is starting to go. They're starting to get a little fatigued from holding on to the gun here. Then when Victor is ready, he turns, he faces the person, and he does the really fast takeaway. This could work, okay? A lot of things could work if executed perfectly. It might work. Let's break down the technique and how things are happening here. This is a basic scissoring motion with my hands, a push-pull. The weapon goes away, and not only do I have the mechanics of breaking down his wrist, but there's a radial nerve in here that when I tap it, it tends to break the grip. So it can work. If everything lines up perfectly, if I've set this person up, if I have the exact correct angle, I have no person to this side of me because this defense is only going to work taking the gun this way. It's not going to work taking the gun this way many times because I have 4 fingers in the way and I haven't really broken his grip. Okay, so everything lines up, everything is right, and it works no problem. The issue, the primary thing to look for on gun defenses when you look at things online is what happens next? How do we account for failure? How do we account for this other person resisting? Because if he detects any motion at all, any movement at all, and he just pulls this back, all he has to do is draw it back a little bit, and I am left with nothing. My body isn't in position to go to the next movement. I'm still on the line of fire with the weapon. Okay, so the Krav Maga solution to this is basic gun defense, going through it slowly, redirecting the line of fire, controlling the weapon just for a moment, strong counterattack, taking it away, clearing the weapon for use. People want variations. They get tired of doing the same basic defenses over and over again. But the 2 primary Krav Maga gun defenses from the front are the ones that we always come back to because they're the most in conformance with good training principles. Again, it's RCAP, redirecting the line of fire. Once I'm off, I stay off. Controlling the weapon for just a moment. Strong counterattack, take it away. The reason that these principles have proved to be correct is even if I miss this, I'm in position to continue forward motion. He pulls back. Even if I have a hold of it, he is going to be pulling back, okay? And the punch is going to shut that off, taking away, prepping the weapon for use. If I miss entirely, my body is still going forward. I can still get on this person. If I miss entirely, he pulls back, I miss entirely, I still have forward motion to continue some kind of intelligent defense of the gun. So, correct application of principles. This isn't something that's just an opinion. You can get airsoft guns and you can test this, and you're not going to be at 100% because it's a handgun defense. This person has got their own ideas about what they want to have happen. They are going to resist. They're going to fight to retain their weapon. Slowly. Hey! Now, be making the contact rather than shorting the punch. Slowly making the contact. Okay. Again, we're going to add the incremental pull here, where it's not going to be at 100%. The person's not expecting you to go. So we're just going to add a little bit of a pullback, just some incremental resistance here. Okay, so you're the gunman. As soon as I make contact, you go ahead and pull back. Just a little bit. I'll make sure you're doing it. Pull back. Good. That's what I want. Okay, pull back. Again, pull back. That's what we want. We go to more of our full technique. So the technique accounts for the pullback. Of course, you're going to have resistance. I need to shut that off. So in preparation for this, I looked at the top 3 just random gun disarms that came up on YouTube. And let's go through each one of them. These are not Krav Maga defenses. The first one that was being taught in a law enforcement context was this. Gun is presenting. Redirect, break, and take it away. Again, it was a simple redirect, coming off the line, breaking the gun, okay, and stepping back. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so the redirect is a good thing, but we're skipping a couple of steps with just a little bit of resistance. When I do my redirect, when this person pulls, okay, I'm not in position, I haven't done anything to shut the resistance off here at all. That's where we get into a problem with that technique. The next one that came up in the first 3 was one where, again, we saw the redirect. This was being taught in a martial arts school. Then the gun was taken down. Now we're going to start our wrist lock coming around to take the person away, and we break the gun out from there. Again, the first part of it, the redirect, getting off the line of fire, that is a good idea. But as I start to take this weapon down, there's no control of the weapon. I'm not in good position to strike or do something to shut the resistance off. So as I start to go down, he just pulls out, okay, and I'm back in the line of fire. I haven't done anything to affect this guy. So the third one now just happened to be, it was a completely different configuration. It was gun from behind here. Gun from behind. The technique was turning in, big arm wrap, okay, chin jab, takedown, and we work our way up to take the gun away this way. Now this was a technique that we hadn't covered today, gun from behind. The issue here, it gets to be the same issue that we're not accounting for where this person is going to be at the end of all this. When I go to make a big arm wrap motion, it's a lot more space than it takes for him just to pull that weapon back. I start here, and all he has to do is pull back. The Krav Maga answer, again, this is a difficult position. The preferred thing for me is to use tactics and to turn around and be able to bring my tools into use here. However, if that's not an option, and I need to go from here, okay, coming in on a shorter line, something that's more in line with what his pull is going to be. Okay, so as he starts his resistance, okay, I am in there more in position to where the gun is going to be when he starts resisting before I take it away. So the basics, people want variety in their training. They want to work variations, but my experience has been that the Krav Maga gun defenses are the most refined defenses, working in accordance to principle. They're all tested, okay, and you should test them as well. When we start going with the variations, anything with footwork, with wrist manipulation, things like this, what we call a 12 to 6 takeaway. It's often taught in police academies where you come in and down. When the takeaway is the first step in this, we should start to get skeptical. Because the counters get to be very straightforward on this. When I'm not taking the gun off his line of power from one side to the other, I start to get myself into problems. When he pulls back, or if he just takes a knee here, okay, I'm back in the line of fire and I have a problem because he's keeping me on his center line here where he can be strong. I need to take the gun one way or another. This way to where when he pulls, I have a backstop and I can do something. Other way, okay, if I go one hand or two hands with cupping, as I come in, he starts his pull, okay, and I have a good frame to work against here for my defense, okay? We have to account for this person's resistance and the fact that they have an objective. They have something that they're trying to do, okay? So, quick note on principles and training, and as always, we welcome your feedback.